Hey, you didn't expect a video like this now, didn't you? Hey everyone, I am Thomas Hathaway of Crazy Games Productions. By the time of recording this video, it's Thursday, July 10th, 2025, and from unrelated news, the new Superman movie just came out, and I'm not looking forward to it. Well, because I'm not going to give Warner Brothers my money, and because of the James Gunn controversy that I'm not going to get into much detail for, it kind of made me feel a bit iffy. So I'm just gonna wait until streaming service to check the movie out. But now I'm gonna get to the main subject of this video. Now, I'm just gonna let you know that this is gonna be mostly unscripted, so if there's any long pauses or any stuttering when it comes to talking, no worries, I'm gonna edit them out in post just to keep the pace going and flowing for you guys. So you read the title down here and you might be really shocked that I'm gonna be talking bad mouth of Nintendo. So for those of you who don't know, I've been a huge fan of Nintendo for 27 years, and I do love the company with the games and the consoles that they brought out. It's been about over a month since the Nintendo Switch 2 came out, and I am not happy with the business decisions that they came up with. Now you might be thinking, why do I have to complain about the Nintendo Switch 2? Well, it's just that I just wanted to see Nintendo succeed and not to alienate the video game market, since I love the industry and I like to get my own thoughts on it. For those hardcore Nintendo fans out there, you can't badmouth the Switch 2, it's a great console! What I've learned from a lot of fandoms that there has to be some toxicity around here, so if you guys don't like my opinion, then that's on you. It's just my thoughts as a gamer, and even if I don't have the console right now, doesn't mean I can't critique it. So without further ado, let's just begin with my first thoughts. It's let's just say the lack of first-party titles. So when the Nintendo Switch 2 came out, there were two versions that are out at launch. The original bundle, which is only $450, and the Mario Kart World Bundle, which costs $500. That's the first thing I do want to talk about, is the price tag. You see, the price determines the console, and with Nintendo pricing the console the way it is just, I don't know, it kind of feels unforgiving. I mean, if you could compare to the Wii and the Wii U, yes, I'm gonna give some love to the Wii U, screw you guys. You see, the Wii actually sold 100 million units because of the price compared to the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. So it sold very well. Still, when it came to the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and the Wii U, even though it didn't sell that well, it was still priced lower compared to its competitors. I'm just saying that the better price, the better way to sell your consoles. That way it could be more affordable. When it came to the Switch 2, it's just kind of feel a little bit pricey. I know it's because of tariffs and all that junk. I don't want to get too political around here, but let's just say that I just don't agree with these kinds of prices, especially when you have only one good game at launch. I mean, there was another game that is supposed to be like a tutorial to show you how the Switch 2 works. $10 for you to learn how the Switch 2 works. That is another iffiness, because when the Wii came out, it was bundled with Wii Sports, and that cost nothing when you bought the console. It's like night and day right there. I mean, I know I'm comparing something from the past, but you gotta understand where I'm coming from. And of course, when it comes to the prices of the games themselves, I'm going a lot with the prices because that is one of the first issues when it comes to the Switch 2. $80, guys! Non-refundable! Those kids are grounded! Nowadays, it costs $80 for one freaking game. I mean, I'm okay with games being around 60 or 70 bucks, but Nintendo set the standards for when it comes to game prices, but increasing it to 80 and 90, that's gonna cause a problem, and no one has a back loan to try to afford everything that you have. I mean, it's kind of like robbing your wallet or something. It's just uncalled for. But another big red flag that Nintendo is doing is their new terms of service. So when you bought a Nintendo Switch 2, you are forced, count it, forced to agree with the terms of service when you bought the console. So in other words, you don't own the console, Nintendo owns the console. If you try to mod or try to do something to improve the console, Nintendo sees it as a threat and will brick it to make sure that it's unusable. I mean, you can still play physical games on it, but online service is gonna be a big no-no for you guys. What? Why would you force people to buy a console for $500 and then just make it useless afterwards? That's just wrong. Oh, but also if you try to change a username that Nintendo doesn't approve on, that also bricks your console. Oh. You see, Nintendo is trying to combat piracy for some reason, and when it comes to breaking your consoles, anything you do that they seem illegal, they just turn your console into a glorified paperweight.
God, now I want to apologize to Microsoft with the Xbox 360's Red Ring of Death situation. Ugh.
I don't see why this is actually a good thing. And I know the fanboys are actually rooting Nintendo because they want to combat piracy, but no, in my opinion, it kind of feels like they're enforcing piracy to continue just to try to combat all this illegal crap that is going on. Oh, but it's not illegal. Oh, and another thing, if you also sign the terms of agreement, you have no power to sue Nintendo. So they actually let you sign something so they can legally get away with everything that they seem is a threat. So Nintendo is preventing themselves from getting sued so they can destroy your consoles in their own will. But that's not going to last very long because Nintendo is getting sued by Brazil for breaking consoles. And you know what? I am actually rooting for Brazil because what Nintendo is doing is definitely illegal to the consumers, and I'm just hoping that Brazil wins that lawsuit. Oh. But going back to the Nintendo fanboys, they want Brazil to lose this case because everything that Nintendo does is legal. Because they make good games and because they want to combat piracy. And yes, I know, I'm acting like an annoying prick because that's how Nintendo fanboys act like. They just want Nintendo to win because they make good games. That's all that they do. But no. Yeah, I just hope that Brazil wins this case because Nintendo can't keep getting away with this. Seriously, Nintendo, you can't brick consoles because it doesn't fit your terms of service. Once the person owns the console, it's their property. You can't enforce them to do what they think that you want. Good. Now someone also was saying, oh, it is Mario Kart World is one of the best games out there. Yeah, until one update decided to enforce the rule that Nintendo wants them to do for you. And I'm talking about those intermission tracks. A lot of people don't like those intermission tracks, so when they play online, they wanted to choose random because they want to do the traditional 3-lap courses. That's fine. But with the latest update, Nintendo had enforced the fans to go through the intermission tracks because you. That's it. That's because you. Because that's not how the game is played. So you have a good game, but with the latest update, you decided to make it worse. Ugh, and a lot of Mario Kart fans are not having it. I'm just glad I went back to Mario Kart 64 recently, so whatever. You might be thinking, what about the Nintendo Switch Online? They added the GameCube exclusive to the Switch too. Yeah, but when are we gonna get the good games? I mean, I already have a GameCube since Christmas 2003, and I already have a good library of games, so what's your excuse? Do you have Wind Waker? Got that too. You're gonna have to wait for Mario Kart Double Dash. I have that already. What about F2GX? Thinking about getting that too. You see, this is why a lot of people are going back to retro gaming because that's where the good games are. And just buying a Switch 2 just to play retro games that you don't physically own, it's just dumb. Speaking of which, the choices of games is just head scratching. I mean, for the Game Boy Color, of all the games they decided to put in, not Pokemon, not any of the good games that they have for the console, but Quest for Camelot. You're bringing back movie tie-in games just for the heck of it. Ugh, Jesus. Oh, and also rented DLC Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Just want to get that out of the way. And the last thing is, of course, continuing with the pricing, is definitely all the accessories that you have to buy. $90 for a new Pro Controller, a camera for chat or something. If you gotta get an extra dock, it costs another $120, which it feels like it's made only for $40. No, at this point, Nintendo only cares if you vote with your wallet. I mean, God, Nintendo makes Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob look like he's the king of generosity. As of this point, Nintendo got a little bit greedy and are being a bit abusive when it comes to the latest console. So for that, I do want to apologize to the original Nintendo Switch because it feels like the true last console that Nintendo has made. But until we get some more exclusives, and if the price goes down, then maybe we could talk turkey. Well, to my final thoughts of the Nintendo Switch 2 and for Nintendo themselves, I think you lost it. All these rules! There should have been a rule against you! Okay, I do want to apologize if I do sound a bit upset. It's because I just don't get what Nintendo is doing these days. And they were a company that that loves gamers, but now that it's being run by two people that only care about money, it's just upsetting. And it kind of feels like Nintendo has changed for the worse. and I think I made the right decision. I am gonna give the console about a year or two, and let's see how things go out. Also, one last news I just recently found out today is that when some people who own the Switch 2 decided to return it to the store that they bought it, because they realized that there's nothing to offer except Mario Kart World. If you have one game that is exclusive to your console, yeah, you're screwed. But at the end, I just want Nintendo to get better because they can't get away with this malarkey. So I want to know your thoughts on the Switch 2. Do you think it's a really good console, or do you agree with my opinion that you should wait until they get more exclusive? And you might be thinking, of course, one last thing. What about Donkey Kong Bonanza? It's coming out next week. Really? That's just the second game. And I'm gonna keep saying this. Just give me 5 exclusive games, and then we can talk turkey. So I'll just wrap this up. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments below. And if you kind of like these kinds of videos, then let me know. Then I'll make some more in the future. Well, until then, this is Thomas Hathaway of Crazy Games Productions. See you guys next time.